The Romans built a golden empire that ruled the known world, yet their dazzling white smiles actually came from a disgusting daily habit of washing their mouths with human urine every morning. It sounds like a barbarian myth, but for the elite citizens of Rome, a bottle of aged, stale pee was considered the ultimate luxury toothpaste and the secret to their beauty. They didn't have modern labs, yet they somehow discovered that the ammonia naturally found in stale urine could bleach almost anything perfectly white, removing stains better than water ever could. Famous poets like Catullus actually mocked people publicly in their writings, saying that the whiter your teeth were, the more gallons of repulsive urine you must have drank to get them. It wasn't just for teeth. The entire Roman laundry industry relied on massive pots of collected public urine to clean their white togas and remove the sweat of the city perfectly. This liquid waste was so valuable that people left huge clay jars on street corners, collecting it from strangers like it was liquid gold to sell to the local merchants. It became such a big business that Emperor Vespasian actually created a special tax on urine trading to fill the empty Roman treasury, proving that the government will tax absolutely anything. When his son complained about the disgusting tax, the emperor held up a coin and famously said, "Money does not stink," proving its value regardless of where it came from originally. The obsession went so far that rich Romans paid extra to import the strongest, most premium urine all the way from the country of Portugal because they believed it was stronger. So how did the most advanced civilization in history end up brushing with waste? The full story of their hygiene is even stranger and more detailed than you can imagine. Imagine standing in the center of the Roman Forum during the absolute peak of the empire. You see majestic marble statues, grand temples, and powerful senators walking past in pristine white togas. It looks like a paradise of civilization, but if you took a deep breath, you might catch a sharp, stinging scent in the air. That was the unmistakable smell of the cleaning industry keeping Rome beautiful using ammonia. The Romans were absolutely obsessed with personal hygiene and their public appearance. In a world without electricity or modern soap, looking clean was the ultimate status symbol. If your toga was bright white and your smile was sparkling, it meant you were wealthy and powerful. But maintaining that perfect whiteness in a dusty, ancient city required something much stronger chemically than just plain river water. They needed a bleaching agent. This is where their practical genius kicked in. Romans were not scientists, but they were master observers of nature. They noticed that when urine is left in a jar for a few days, it decomposes rapidly. The urea turns into ammonia. Ammonia is a powerhouse base that acts as a natural bleaching agent, capable of dissolving tough stains and grease that regular water could never hope to remove on its own. So, the morning routine for a fashionable Roman was slightly different from yours. They would wake up, wash their face, and then reach for a clay pot. They would take a mouthful of this ammonia-rich liquid and swish it around their teeth and gums. They believed it kept their teeth strong, but most importantly, it bleached them to a pearly white color that everyone in the Forum admired. This wasn't a secret habit done in the shadows. It was widely accepted. Ancient texts and poems reference it casually. Having yellow teeth was considered lazy and low class. So, enduring the terrible taste of urine was seen as a small price to pay for the social respect you gained from flashing a dazzling, bright white smile in the middle of the market. It was simply the cost of beauty. But where did they get all this urine? You could not rely on your own family to produce enough for laundry and dental care. Rome had a population of over 1 million people. This massive demand created a unique supply chain. The city placed large clay pots, called dolia, on street corners and outside shops specifically to collect the fluid from the public to fuel this massive industry. These pots served as public urinals for the common people. Passers-by would relieve themselves into them, unknowingly contributing to the local economy. It was an early form of recycling. Once the pots were full, they were collected by workers known as fullers. These were the people responsible for cleaning Rome's clothes, and they were the primary buyers of this liquid gold, paying good money for what others discarded. The life of a fuller was difficult and incredibly smelly. Their workshops were filled with the fumes of stale urine. They would mix the urine with water in large vats, throw in the dirty togas, and then stomp on the clothes with their bare feet. They acted like human washing machines, using the ammonia to break down the dirt and sweat from the wool fibers effectively. After stomping on the clothes for hours, they would rinse them and lay them out to dry. The result was astonishing to see. The wool came out brighter and whiter than it had been before. This process was so effective that ammonia is still a key ingredient in many of our modern cleaning products today. We just synthesize it in labs instead of collecting it from the streets. The industry became massive. Money was flowing everywhere. And whenever money flows in Rome, the emperor takes notice. In the 1st century AD, the Emperor Vespasian took the throne after a period of civil war. The Roman treasury was completely empty, and he needed cash fast to rebuild the city and the Colosseum. He looked at the thriving laundry businesses and saw a golden opportunity to make a profit. Vespasian decided to implement the vectigal urini, or the urine tax. Anyone who wished to collect urine from the public sewers or street pots had to pay a fee to the state. It was the first time in history that human waste was directly taxed. The laundry workers were not happy, but they had no choice but to pay if they wanted to stay in business and keep cleaning. This tax was controversial. Vespasian's own son, Titus, was disgusted by it. He thought it was beneath the dignity of an emperor to make money from bodily fluids. This led to the famous moment where Vespasian shoved a handful of coins from the tax under Titus's nose and asked if they smelled bad. Titus had to admit they didn't smell like anything, despite coming from such a dirty source. Titus admitted the coins had no smell. Vespasian replied, "And yet, it comes from urine." This phrase evolved into the proverb, "Money does not stink." It meant that the value of money is not tainted by its origins, no matter how gross those origins might be. It became a lesson in economics that is still quoted by business people all over the world today to justify earnings. But the story gets even stranger. The Roman elite were snobs about everything, including their urine. It was widely believed that the urine from Lusitania, which is modern-day Portugal, was stronger and more effective than Roman urine. They believed the diet of the people there made their waste more potent, creating a better bleaching effect for their teeth compared to the local supply found in Rome. So, merchants actually shipped barrels of Portuguese urine across the Mediterranean Sea. Imagine the captain of a ship, navigating dangerous storms, protecting a cargo that was literally just jars of pee destined for the mouths of rich senators. It highlights the insane lengths humans will go to for beauty standards, even if it defies all logic and basic sanitation standards that we hold dear today. It wasn't just for whitening. Romans believed urine had healing properties. It was used to treat sores, burns, and even scorpion stings. In a world without antibiotics, the sterile nature of fresh urine and the chemical properties of aged urine made it a go-to remedy for the village doctor. It was the multipurpose liquid that kept the Roman Empire running smoothly, from hygiene to medicine. As the empire fell and scientific knowledge evolved, this practice slowly faded away. The arrival of more refined soaps and eventually modern toothpaste made the need for ammonia mouthwash obsolete. However, the use of ammonia in cleaning clothes persisted for centuries in various cultures. It proves that the Romans were actually right about the chemistry, just not the method of delivery into the human mouth. Looking back, it is easy to judge them. But the Romans were simply using the resources they had available. They took a waste product and turned it into a valuable commodity that kept their society clean. In a way, it was the ultimate form of sustainable living, even if the method turns our stomachs inside out when we think about putting it in our mouths today. Every time you look at the Colosseum, remember that part of its construction was likely funded by the tax on urine. The grandeur of Rome and the grit of its daily life were inseparable. They found value in the things we flush away, and they built a civilization that we still study 2,000 years later with awe and wonder at their strange ingenuity. Today, we spend billions on teeth whitening strips and laser treatments. The ingredients have changed, but the desire is the same. We still chase that perfect, bright white smile that signifies health and status. We just have the luxury of achieving it with mint flavor instead of the alternative. We are not so different from the Romans after all, just a little bit better smelling. It forces us to ask, what common habits do we have today that future historians will look back on with disgust? Maybe our plastic usage or the chemicals in our food. To the Romans, brushing with urine was just common sense. It was the price of beauty in the ancient world, and they paid it gladly every single morning to look their absolute best. This practice also left a mark on language and culture. The Roman poet Ignatius is immortalized not for his great deeds, but for his white teeth and the insults hurled at him. It reminds us that history isn't just about battles and emperors. It's about the strange, daily lives of people just like us living in a different time period with different rules. So the next time you brush your teeth, take a moment to be grateful for that tube of toothpaste. Be thankful for the minty freshness, and spare a thought for the ancient Romans who walked through history with sparkling smiles, holding their breath just a little bit to maintain the image of the greatest empire on earth without ever complaining about the taste. From laundry to dentistry, from taxes to imports, urine was a cornerstone of Roman daily life. It shows us their ingenuity, their vanity, and their absolute practicality. They conquered the world, and they did it with the whitest teeth in history by any means necessary. It is a strange legacy, but one that undeniably worked for them and built the world we know. If you enjoyed this strange journey into the hygiene of the past, you are in the right place. History is full of dirty secrets and hidden details that textbooks often leave out. We are just scratching the surface of the ancient world, and there are many more mysteries to uncover in the sands of time, waiting for us to explore them together in future videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into the mysteries of history. Who knows what other strange habits our ancestors had? Thanks for watching, and keep your smile bright, preferably with toothpaste. See you in the next video.